Alright, boys. Last episode we did Chapter 2, and this is Chapter 3 of Diary of a Wimpy Meltdown. Sunday. The temperature dropped about 15 degrees over the weekend, so today my family was looking for a pet pig. For Christmas vacation, my family went away and we left the pig in kennel, but I guess the pig thought it should have come with us, and it was not too happy about being left behind. When we got back home, the pig let us know how it felt about not being included in our family vacation. After a few days of the pig acting out, Dad decided it was enough was enough, and he sent it to obedience school. But the next morning, we got a call from the lady who runs the place, and she said our pig escaped. We've been putting up signs asking for help finding our lost pig ever since. But that thing is smart, so I don't think it's lost. It just doesn't want to be found. I figured the pig probably off hibernating somewhere. Mom says pigs don't do that, but if you ask me, I think they should. If I was an animal, that's exactly what I'd do right now. On the last day of the fall, I think everyone should get in their pajamas and check out until the spring. See you guys in May. When I was younger, I actually tried to hibernate, but it didn't work. I used to get super excited for Christmas, and once December rolled around, it was really hard for me to wait until the big day. So, one year on December 1st, I told my parents I was going to go to sleep and that they shouldn't wake me up until Christmas morning. I was pretty surprised when they didn't put up a fight. I went to bed that night, but I only slept until 1:30 p.m. the next day. Then my sleep schedule was screwed up for the next 2 weeks. Mom says it's vital for humans being to hibernate, but I'm 100% convinced that's true. There's the group of wild kids who live in the woods, and everyone calls them the Mingos. You never see the Mingos in the winter, and when they make their first appearance in the spring, they look like they just woke up. So if they're not hibernating, I don't know what they're ever doing. The rest of normal people have to grind it out and deal with the cold weather. And the only way to do that is to stay inside as much as possible to keep warm. When we got back from our trip a few weeks ago, there was a package on our front step. It was a Christmas gift from Aunt Dorothy, and when we opened it, there was a giant blanket inside. That thing was amazing. It was really soft, but it was also heavy, which is exactly how I like my blankets. The only problem was that the gift was for all three of the boys, and us started fighting over it right away. We wanted to use the blanket at the same time, so Mom told us we were going to have to take turns with it. But the three of us have never been any good at sharing, so Mom had to make a blanket schedule that spelled out who got to use it when. 6 p.m., Mommy. 6:30, Greg. 7 o'clock, Roderick. 7:30, Mommy. 8 o'clock, Greg. 8:30, Roderick. 9 o'clock, Mommy. 9:30, Greg. 10, Roderick. But that wasn't really fair. Manny has his own blanket, so he was double dipping. When it was my turn to use the blanket, I tried to make the most of it. No. But it was really hard to enjoy myself because Roderick would start hovering over me when I still had 15 minutes left on my shift. We each got three half-hour shifts a night, but Roderick would cheat Manny out of his turn by taking the blanket into the bathroom right before Manny's shift was supposed to start. then Roderick would sit in there for an hour, which cut my shift into my shift. So Mom made a rule that we can't take the blanket into the bathroom. One night I slept with the blanket in my room, and Roger complained because he wanted to use it while he ate breakfast. Mom made a new rule that said if you slept with the blanket, it had to be returned downstairs by 8 a.m. By the end of the first week, there were so many rules that Mom had to put them all in a manual, which ended up being something like 25 pages long. But that didn't solve our problem, and eventually Mom took the blanket away to give it to someone who deserved it. She said it was our fault. Our fault we couldn't have something nice because it didn't show. No, because we didn't know how to share. Grown-ups are always talking about how great sharing is, but personally, I think it's overrated. And if I ever got enough money, I'm gonna build a big castle for myself, and there's gonna be a big heavy blanket in my room.